What up, family? It's your Rich Uncle Mike back with another one. Listen, I know I keep changing my background format, but I'm trying to come up with what I like. I think I'm gonna roll with this one. Y'all let me know what y'all think, especially my subscribers who keep watching the videos. Let me know what y'all think about the background. But this is what I'm rolling with right now. Other than that, y'all hit that like, subscribe, and ring that bell. We are growing. We going to 1,000 this year. I believe we're gonna hit 1,000 subs, but you gotta put in that work. That's all I say. But let's get into this story. We got a young man whose ATM, whatever bank he banked with, took over $900 from him. $900, that's a whole lot of money. I don't care what you say. That's your what card note? That's your phone bill, your light bill. I'm talking about put together. You know what I'm saying? That could be somebody rent. It could be anything. A lot of money, $900. And this from a glitch at an ATM. So let's get into the story. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Like I said, we're growing.
One of the toughest questions a lot of us face, how am I going to pay my bills?
One man says his budget was flipped upside down when a deposit into his bank account vanished. NBC 10 responds. Valeria Aponte Feliciano gets action from his bank, plus what you can do to protect your money.
Mark Edens frequents this Navy Federal Credit Union ATM in Paoli. He uses it to make cash deposits.
There's no branch up here to physically go into, so the only thing is the ATM.
Back in February, he says his transaction went wrong.
The ATM gave me an error receipt, and then this just started rebooting. It gave like these weird codes and stuff, and then I looked on my app and saw that the money didn't reflect in my account.
The $980 he deposited, gone.
That was a lot of money.
Panic set in.
Where it was just like, wow, so how I'm gonna pay this, how I'm gonna pay that.
Mark says he filed a dispute with Navy Federal Credit Union, trying to get that $980 into his account.
I reached out to them to multiple times.
He was denied each time.
Y'all heard that? He reached out multiple times. One thing that stand out, the bank is not in his city. The bank that you bank with, you can't walk in and talk to a physical person. One thing I will let y'all know, if you see something like that happen where the ATM just glitch, pull out your phone as fast as you can and start recording. Because you're going to need some type of proof. Sometimes your words, it don't really go as far as a video can go. You understand what? Don't just walk away. Don't just call the people. Take some pictures, take a video so they can see the ATM malfunctioning and rebooting or restarting or whatever it got going on. And that way, if you take it to the police, you take it to the judge, whatever, hey, this is the video. This is what happened. Because when it started happening, I just pulled out my phone. That's just a little tip I want to give y'all. But understand, if you bank with a bank, I know a lot of things are digital now, right? Y'all got the Cash App. Y'all got the Walmart card. It's a lot of things that's digital when it comes to the bank. But if you can get a physical bank where you can walk into, Wells Fargo, Chase, what other banks we got? Like them are the two biggest ones that I see right now. I don't want to name no old banks that went out, but get you a physical bank that you can go into. That way, if anything happened and you have that video, you can show them, and they really can talk to their fraud department. You can see the paperwork. You can see everything that's going through. You can tell them what an ATM machine is. But listen, 900 is a lot of money, bro. That's a lot of money. He probably had to feed his kids. Now he probably late on whatever rent or whatever bill. His lights might be off after this. Being denied? You telling me I bank with y'all? I can, but he may not have the proof. I don't know.
Saying the credit union found no mistake with their machine. That's when Mark's dad said he should reach out to NBC 10 Response.
And he told me to reach out to y'all to see if there was anything y'all could do to help me.
Mark gave us his transaction receipts, pictures he took of the ATM, and other documentation of his case. NBC 10 Response reached out to Navy Federal Credit Union.
Y'all can tell I ain't watched the video. Because what I just said to do, he did. And they still denied him getting his money back because they say they never seen the transaction. They never seen it in the ATM. When it comes to depositing cash or anything, and the bank or the ATM can't read what you did outside, yo, that's hard. If it's cameras there, that's a whole different thing. It should be a camera by any ATM. And they should be able to like show, like, okay, this is the time he came, this is the time he put the money in. Now, if that doesn't show up because you have the footage, you have the video, that should be a whole different conversation. So if you are, don't go in a local joint to deposit cash unless you really have to, but don't go to your local gas station because the cameras may not work. I'm thinking if you had your pictures, you had proof of the machine that you may get your money back, but they just said, it ain't gonna work like that. Next best thing, like I just said, if you did not understand anything that I say, go to a place that has some legit cameras or open you a real bank that has a real brick and mortar that you could walk into. Because they're gonna have cameras and their cameras gonna work, especially at the ATMs. But sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
We asked the company what it knew about his case. After that, Navy Federal Credit Union told us it reopened its review of the missing $980 ATM deposit after identifying incomplete information during the initial review process. The credit union says it had to contact another financial institution for the funds, but didn't say which one. It went on to say, "We appreciate the opportunity to look into what occurred." 2 weeks later, the $980 was in his account.
I was able to catch back up on things because that money was supposed to go towards bills.
NBC 10 Response followed up with Navy Federal Credit Union, asking how this happened in the first place. We never heard back.
I was truly grateful I was able to get that money back.
Mark says after this experience, he's making his deposits in person at the credit union. If something goes wrong, he wants to know a branch employee will step in immediately. The American Bankers Association also tells us keeping deposit receipts like Mark did should make it easier to file a dispute when something goes wrong. And if it doesn't, that's when you reach out to us. Scan that QR code you see on your screen for direct action.
Y'all heard him? Like I said, and like I talked about, make sure you walk in a bank and deposit your money. Because if anything happened, they're going to pull the cameras right then and there. They can see you putting that money in. You can talk to somebody right then and there. Yeah. The receipt coming out, everything's showing. Now you got that proof for the receipt. You got the proof you putting the money in. Everything is right there. But if you go to a local joint, a local gas station, whatever, like I say, they don't know you put money in the ATM. The cameras might not be working. That is not their fault. The gas station just, don't have cameras at that moment. But the bank gonna make sure it's too much money going. It's too much movement with the cash in the bank. They cameras gonna work. They might get robbed. Their cameras gonna work. So that's why I tell y'all, man, y'all be careful with these cars that don't have actual banks you could walk into. Like she said, if you can, make sure that you call the news station if you can't really solve your case, but you got to have some type of proof. You have to keep your receipt. You have to keep some type of evidence that you lost your money. I'm sure this happened to some other people because they said the bank never called them back. Crazy, right? The bank never had an explanation of what happened. I would try to save face with my company name, but the banks don't care. They got too many people in debt right now. They getting money. Too many people owe them car payments and everything else, house payments. The bank gonna keep getting money because everybody need loans at some time in their life. But that's how life is. Listen, she got Rich Uncle Mike. Hit that like, subscribe, and ring that bell. We're gonna come back with the money news back to back. We're dropping videos 5 days a week. Listen, hit that like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Peace.